All right, let's dive into a concept that is going to completely flip the script on how you think about AI and automation. It's called sovereign AI, and really, at its core, it all boils down to one powerful idea: ownership.
We all use assistants like Siri or Alexa. They're super helpful, right? But have you ever stopped to think about who they really work for? Every single thing you ask, every note you dictate, it gets zapped over to a server owned by some massive tech company. So let's just reframe the whole thing. What if you could have all that power, but the AI was 100% yours and loyal only to you?
And that right there is the thing about the AI we use every single day. Look, it's powerful, it's convenient, absolutely. But it comes with a pretty big catch, one that's kind of baked right into its DNA. So let's just break it down side by side. On the one hand, you've got cloud AI. Think of it like renting an apartment. It's not really yours. Your data can get mined. And hey, if your internet cuts out, so does your assistant. But then there's sovereign AI. This is like owning your own home. You own it. Your data is totally private. And the real game changer, it works even when you're completely offline. The fundamental problem here is dependency. When all of your mission-critical stuff, your scheduling, customer info, your internal systems is all living on servers you're just renting from giants like Amazon or Google, well, that's a pretty fragile foundation. You don't actually own the ground your business is built on. Okay, so what's the fix? Well, it's a total shift in thinking. And this is the central idea behind sovereign automation. You take all that intelligence and you move it from their cloud to your hardware. So, what does this new kind of AI actually look like? Well, the best way to get your head around it is to stop thinking about a chatbot or an app. Instead, I want you to picture hiring a new employee, a digital one that lives right there on your property and works exclusively for you. So every employee needs a brain, right? For our digital employee, the brain is an open source agent called OpenClaw. This is the software, the logic, the actual smarts of the operation. It's what processes requests, makes decisions, and gets things done, all while running safely inside its own little secure box, what the tech folks call a container. And of course, every brain needs a body. That's the RIOS hardware. This is the physical computer, the actual box that OpenClaw lives in, and it's designed from the ground up to be offline first. It has this amazing feature called island mode, which means it can do its job perfectly, even if the wider internet goes completely dark. Okay, so that's the theory, a brain and a body. But how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's start somewhere familiar, the office, a place where productivity and privacy are absolutely everything. All right, time for our first hire. Let's meet the sovereign executive. I want you to think of the perfect administrative assistant, someone who's incredibly efficient, always on top of things, and most importantly, completely and totally confidential. Now, this executive is a real multitasker. As an admin assistant, it can take your voice notes on the go and transcribe them using a little mobile device called a Nomad Fleet Kit. Then, back at the office, running on a more powerful device called a sovereign Sentry, it puts on its archivist hat, automatically sorting and filing all your scanned documents. Let me just walk you through a scenario. Imagine you run your own business, and you're driving back from a big client meeting. You just send a quick voice note through WhatsApp to your agent. The hardware in your car transcribes it locally, adds the new info to your private CRM, sets a calendar reminder for you, and then texts you back. All done. And the kicker? Not a single bit of that data ever touched a public cloud server. That's pure private efficiency. Okay, let's switch gears and hire for a more technical position. This one's for all the development teams out there, where your code is your company's crown jewels and system uptime is non-negotiable. Say hello to the DevOps Sovereign. The guiding principle here is simple. Your code is your castle. I mean, we all know it would be insane to just copy and paste your company's secret source code into a public AI tool. That's a massive security risk. So this agent does the opposite. It brings the AI to your code, inside your castle walls, not the other way around. Your fortress stays secure. Now here's where it gets really powerful. This agent lets you build what's called self-healing infrastructure. So picture this. One of your critical services crashes. The agent running on your local server sees the error log, checks to make sure it's safe, and just restarts the service. Boom. Then it sends you a message on Telegram saying, hey, uptime restored. All of that happens in seconds without you lifting a finger and entirely on your own machine. But, this technology goes way, way beyond just office tasks and programming. Now we're going to move from the purely digital world into the physical one. We're going from just automating tasks to actually animating our infrastructure. So forget sorting files. Think bigger. Think about managing a whole microgrid. The agent can monitor battery levels, check the weather forecast, and then make an intelligent call to send excess solar power over to a water heater. The goal? Absolutely zero wasted energy. And this brain isn't just for stationary things. You can put it on wheels. An agent in a truck can use GPS to see it's approaching a border, automatically pull together all the customs paperwork, and send it on ahead. You're basically eliminating those long, frustrating wait times. And finally, we get to the highest stakes of all. This isn't about efficiency or logistics anymore. We're talking about the active, intelligent defense of your most valuable assets. Check this out. It's called the Warden protocol. A LiDAR sensor detects a volumetric anomaly, which is just a very technical way of saying something moved when it shouldn't have. Instantly, the agent checks its schedule, sees no maintenance is planned, and bam, the vault's magnetic locks are sealed. A moment later, an encrypted alert with a photo hits the owner's phone via signal. That isn't a passive alarm system. That's an active, intelligent guard.
So when you pull all of these different examples together, you start to see the really big picture. This isn't just a collection of cool tricks. It's a fundamental change in our relationship with the physical world all around us. And that, right there, is the key takeaway. We're moving beyond just automating tasks. We are literally animating our infrastructure. We're giving our physical environment a brain and a voice. And this is what makes that big idea so real. It means a farmer could literally text their barn and ask, hey, what's the humidity like in there? An art collector can send a quick WhatsApp to their vault and get an immediate status update on a priceless painting. The environment itself becomes an active member of your team that you can just talk to. And that leaves us with this one final powerful question. When the physical world all around you, your office, your farm, your security systems, can think for itself, act on its own, and communicate, what does that make possible? What will you build next?